So, like, have you ever felt like no one understands how you feel? And this goes back to being relatable. Of course, we've all felt like no one understands how I feel at this very moment with this situation. Nobody does. I'm the only person that goes through this. I mean, I'm a bit dramatic. I have just thrust myself across the bed and did the big Disney princess cry on the pillows, just major sobs and stuff. I'm a bit dramatic. I understand that. But still, we've all been there where it's just like, dang, just nobody just understands me, or nobody is acknowledging my feelings in this matter. On my last show, I brought up how Gabrielle Union is my newest best friend. And FYI, she has now been moved to Big Sister. I have enough best friends. I don't have a big sister. I'm the oldest sibling on both sides, my mom and dad's side, my whole string of siblings. So in some cases, I feel like a big sister is better than being a best friend. So Gabby is now a big sister, okay? But anyway, my husband picks at me when he realized I was just so into her. Like, I'm all on her Instagram and Twitter. I'm all on the Gabby Union fan pages and stuff. Like, I'm just really into her now. The person, the individual, not necessarily the actress. Like, she cool as an actress, but I'm just into her as a person. And that's because, like, me and her speak an identical language. So when my husband gets on me, I'm like, yeah, I'm Team Gabby all the way. I had to defend her to my radio boss yesterday, talking about she was a freak. I said she wasn't no freak because he said he read her book. She did not say anything freaky in the book. She just let it be known that she has had sex, and a lot of sex, and she ain't shame about it, although she don't always talk about it publicly because she understands how it looks, but she has sex. I'm like, that don't make her no freak. She don't want to talk about tricks and stuff. She just let it be known. I've had sex, okay? And she encourages other girls to have sex. So yeah, I'm a ride for my big sister. But the reason why I'm so all about her all of a sudden is because I discovered we speak a similar language, and it's not a language I've heard other people talk about. And if they did talk about it, it didn't stick. But with her, it stuck. It's freaking amazing. I read her book, and she shed some light on her relationship with her children. Gabby's a stepmom, just like moi. Just like moi over here. None of my close friends are stepmoms. FYI, I call myself a bonus mom. I don't like the term step, and I actually do have like a reason as to why I call myself bonus mom. Like, I'm not trying to replace your mother, but I'm like that little extra. You already at like a 98%. I'm that little extra credit point that's gonna get you over that 100 to that 100%. Or the 105, 110. You know what I'm saying? You already doing well with your parents, but I'm just that little extra. I ain't trying to be your mama. I am a parental figure-ish. I'm a parental figure, but I'm not trying to be your mom. Just a little bonus, just a little extra. I'm very proud of that title. But I call myself a bonus mom. Like I said, I don't like the term step. I don't want it to seem like it's a level of separation. But everyone else is a stepmother. So whenever you hear me say stepmom, I'm talking about other people. I'm not talking about myself. But anyway, she has an entire chapter describing her role as a stepmother. And I was completely surprised. I don't know why I didn't think she would bring that up, even though it's a book about her life and stuff. I don't know why her children wouldn't come up. But anyway, however, I was reading the chapter, and there's many things she said in that chapter that I can relate to. However, there's one statement in particular that just shook me, and it's so simple. The statement is, frankly, nobody likes the stepmother. The resounding message out there is, bitch, sit down. Oh my God, y'all. When I first heard it on the audiobook, and then I went and bought the actual hard copy book. So when I heard her say that, I was like, girl, yes. Oh my God, I thought I was tripping. I just thought I made that feeling up. Because I feel like we're taught to not like the other woman. I feel like that's just kind of what we see. And then also as human beings, we're going to feel some sort of, you know, we're going to feel insecure or something. You know what I'm saying? The other day, in reference to the whole bitch sit down statement Gabrielle Union made in her book, I ran into a woman in the mall and she recognized me. I did not recognize her. But apparently our sons had played on the same football team some years ago. I can't even, my son's now like in the 7th or 8th grade, one of them. It might have been like elementary school. You know what? It had to be elementary school because she was telling me that I wasn't talking to anybody. Like now, I'm all over the basketball court talking to the other basketball moms and football moms, whatever. But it had to be when he was probably playing like flag football or he first started playing tackle. But she was like, yeah, our sons play together. And she was trying to jog my memory. And I was like, you know, I just don't remember. I said, you know, I don't think I was talking to anybody back then. I think I was just kind of, you know, I think I was just there. I wasn't really talking to anybody. And she was like, no, you weren't talking to anybody. Like, no. And then I'm so silly. I'm not catching it. And I was like, yeah. I'm thinking she's just like, yeah, I'm thinking you weren't talking to anybody too. But she was for real. But I'm still going, yeah, you know, I think I must have been keeping to myself. I kept to myself. I don't think I was talking to anybody. And she was like, no, you weren't talking to anyone. And I was like, oh. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Well, I said, back then, I just didn't know how to be. I didn't know what I was walking into. I'm the girlfriend. Are girlfriends welcome at their boyfriend's son's flag football games? Are they welcome at the basketball games? Or, you know, I don't know what's been said about me. I don't know. Like, I just don't know what I was walking into. And I love my husband, but he could have done so many things differently back then. My husband and I became a serious couple when our son was 3. His mother and I didn't meet until his 6th birthday, and we met because we were in the same room. I mean, me being me, I spoke to everybody, and I'm walking around asking her if she needs help or, you know, passing out pizza, and I'm taking pictures because that's just what I do. But, you know, like he could have made the introductions better, but men. Anyway, but all that to say, that's how I was living in the first half of our relationship. I was living with, like, somebody's going to be like, girl, sit your ass down. Bitch, sit down. You ain't got to be hollering because he barely pulled a flag off somebody. Or you got to come out here like that. Or, you know, why you all over here trying to hug and kiss on him? Like, I just felt like people would be watching me or not liking me or just, I don't know. I just didn't know. I had never dated somebody that had a child, to my knowledge. I had never dated someone with a child before. My friends didn't have kids, or they were the ones in the relationship with the kids. So I didn't know. But like I said, I felt that statement in my soul. I spent the first half of my relationship thinking that. So I damn near got tears in my eyes when I heard that small statement. And she goes on to say, and this is something that I think. She goes on to say, as a stepmother, you have to remember your place. You play your position and stay in your lane. You don't overstep, and you're very aware that some people are waiting for that moment when you go too far. Yes, Gabby. Yes. You know exactly how I feel, and nobody else has ever said anything like that. I thought I was the only person who had thoughts like that or felt that way. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that particular statement. I don't overstep my boundaries, and I don't like it when girlfriends and boyfriends overstep their boundaries, especially if the child's biological parent is still there. Like, stay in your place, be the girlfriend. You ain't got to be all in the mix. Stay over here, help bake cookies and watch Disney movies and play basketball with your kid. You know what I'm saying? But don't be all over here on the phone, get into arguments. Like, it's not even that. So I do agree with that. But once again, I still think that I'm just the only person who feels that way. Like, who could I talk to about how I feel sometimes? Who can relate? Like I said, my mom is not a stepmom. She's always been the mom. My friends either don't have children, or they didn't date people that had children. And my friends that had kids, they were the one in the relationship. So it's like, I can talk to you, but only to an extent. You don't exactly know how I feel. And that's why I damn near jumped out of my chair when I heard Gabby say those statements in her book. Like, somebody actually understands me. And then somebody understands me and won't think I'm a total bitch. Because there's a child in the mix. So whatever you say or however you feel, you're going to be looked at like you're a bitch because it's a child. Who can I talk to that won't think I'm being insensitive? There was one thing that me and Gabby do differently. She says she's very cautious about calling her children her children. I guess that stems from the people say you're doing too much comment. So she says you won't catch her saying my boys. She will always say our boys or the boys. Now, I call my son my son. Now, I will correct people when they start looking at me, because I do look younger and my child is 13. I'd be like, I was fucking with condoms. They weren't. Yeah, he was born. I was 19 when I was born, but I wasn't the 19-year-old that was having him. He came with the package. That's the only time I'm just like, wait a minute, stepmom, but we used to term bonus mom. Other than that, I call my son my son. I'm saying all of this because I said earlier that I wanted something that was relatable. That was something I hadn't heard in my podcasts and in my radio shows. And I did call into D.L. Hughley. D.L. Hughley took my call one day, and it had something to do with step parents and if we should make the kids call us mom or whatever. And I called and I said no. I think it's just the nature of your relationship. Nicholas calls me Erin, but I was also like 21, 22 when his dad and I became a couple who was thinking about stuff. I wasn't thinking about stuff like that, but that's cool. That's the nature of our relationship. But outside of that, I just don't recall that many step parent conversations or reading things on it. And if I looked for something, because I don't think it's mainstream, if I went looking for it and I found step parent podcast or reading material or something, it still just didn't fit me. It was cool, and I listened to it for a couple times, or I read a few pages or whatever, and read a couple support blogs or something. But once again, it just wasn't delivered in a way that I liked or that just caught my attention. So eventually I just stopped. So like I said, I just wanted to create something that people can relate to. And I also wanted something that reflected where I am in my life. I felt like something was missing. And so I wanted to fill that void for myself. And hopefully I can fill that void for someone else. Once again, I'm not Oprah. I'm not a counselor. You know, I'm not that. I'm all about a good time. I'm all about venting. I'm all like, girl, let it out. Let's talk about it. That's who I am. So hopefully when you listen to my show, you'll get a little breather. You'll feel relaxed. You'll laugh. Or you'll be like, oh, she's crazy. Or I understand what she's saying. Or, you know, she made a point. Or even, that girl's crazy. Let me tell her about herself. That's fine. That's fine. I just hope you get some sort of fulfillment out of it, just like I am.